We're back for another episode of Rich at Heart podcast, episode number 17. Thank you to everybody who checked us out on Spotify. We launched that exclusive episode last week for our Spotify listeners and Spreaker listeners as well. And now we're back on the YouTube channel, and we got somebody from the Pura Vida camp, S.R.A.H, our cousin. Welcome. Glad you finally made it, yo.
It's good, fam. Yeah, definitely glad to be here. It's been a long time coming. We finally here.
Yes, it has. I remember when we launched it, and we were telling you and our other cousin that we were doing a podcast. You guys full of support. It was dope. Like, hey, that's good. You guys had input for us and like critique and stuff like that. Good constructive criticism. But we kind of just jumped in both feet and just did it. Yep.
Hell yeah.
So your latest Elevated Mind State mixtape. So that's your latest release, right?
Yeah.
People can check that out on Spotify. Tell us a little bit about that, the concept and everything.
Definitely. The Elevated Mind State mixtape. Shout out Renown, the man behind the lenses over there. He was definitely a large part of that project. Mm-hmm. Two of your beats are on there, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, two of his beats are on there. But yeah, he was a large part of it, so I definitely salute fam. I probably wouldn't have got that project out if it wasn't for him and Maddie. Shout out Maddie. Definitely. But yeah, me and the camp, Pura Vida. Mm-hmm. You already know. We got things going on out there in Salt Lake. We put this shit together. Hit the studio that we have out there. Drink real quick.
That's cool.
So what was the difference from making this tape from the last tape? Because the last tape was fire too. But yeah, what did you learn? What did you do differently? What do you know that worked, and what you change?
Well, the last tape, so the Elevated Vibes, that's the EP. That one was just all me. So there's no features on it. So it was a little more in depth and more personal, I guess. Mm-hmm. And then this mixtape, it's more so like I think there's features on just about every track. Yeah. So it's more so for me, my team, and the concept of it is just, educating yourself, being smarter, grinding, elevating your game, stuff like that. So if you listen to it throughout the tape, you'll pick up those concepts throughout the songs.
So if you had to choose from Elevated Vibes, like the best song from there and then the best song from this album, to go head to head, which one would you choose? So what is the best song from each, and then what go head to head with each other?
Damn.
Just so the people know.
That's a good question. Elevated Vibes, probably Gasoline Supreme. That one's probably my personal favorite. It's still one of my favorites of the songs that I made so far. And then on Elevated Mind State, I got a lot of tracks that I'm because that one's it's more recent, so it's more in play right now, and we're still pushing things on that one. So we're still in the moment of that one. So it's like it kind of changes because we've been doing shows, and so some of the songs get the reaction that this is crazy. So yeah.
Well, let's take it back to when we all first started. You took it the furthest, but let's go back in time and talk about what our first music journeys.
Yep. So me and Rome have brought
Marty
it up.
McFly.
Marty McFly and Doc Brown going back in time right now. Me and Rome have talked about it a couple times on the podcast. Like growing up, going to Vegas, we would go every summer and spend the whole summer there. Roman lived there for a long time. I lived there, but you were there from that first summer. So our aunt kind of like just invited us to go down there so she could spend time with us. When we were young, we were like 10 years old.
We're young blood.
Yeah, like 10, 11 years old.
PlayStation.
Yeah, when the first PS1 was out, and we'd go down there and spend every summer. But as we got older, and we started to like listen to more hip hop, more music in general, we started using those summers to kind of like brainstorm and rap and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And my earliest memories doing that was getting into, we called it the big room. It was literally like a garage. So the house that our aunt owned was a show house. It was one of the houses you'd go for the open house, and that was where the and so the garage wasn't a garage. It was where the office was for the realtors to meet people. Yeah. And so she never turned it into a full-fledged garage. It was just a room with carpet. Yeah, carpet. So we took it over, and but my earliest memories being in there was like when we were rapping, we was like, hey, let's go ahead and just like get the karaoke machine. We had like a karaoke machine, and we grabbed the mic and battle each other. Like, you guys remember that?
It wasn't
like,
even fully insulated in there either, so it was hot.
All the time. Yeah.
Those summers.
We'd have a fan, like each person had their own fan.
There was like those crickets that would go in and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, we always had to kill off the little creatures that came in.
Yeah.
The enemies.
Yeah.
But yeah, fuck. We turned that into our little room though, made it the spot.
Yeah.
We had it lit in there. But yeah, there's that like section. I visualized it as being a booth. I'm like, that'd be like the perfect booth because it had the glass.
Yeah, it had the glass like the booth.
Like we could put the whole, you know how a studio looks. Yeah, exactly.
It had those vibes. Yeah,
it had that vibe.
There's just like a lot of luggage and her like stuff that she stores.
Yeah,
so like, we're gonna clean this
they
up.
just turned that corner into a storage. Yeah,
we did clean it up for the most part, but we never turned it into the studio though. But we had that karaoke.
We got a karaoke machine in there.
Yeah, we did make tapes.
You remember that? Like, so before we got like a computer, or she got a computer, because we didn't take anything down there when we went.
Yeah.
We would literally, I remember this. We would listen to the radio because the karaoke machine had a radio on it too, FM radio.
Oh, yeah.
And we listened to Hot 97 in Vegas. And what was the other channel there too? They had 2 hip hop channels down there. Like something like that. But we listened to those, and we'd find a track we liked, whatever was hot, and we press record, and we'd let that record. And then that night we'd write a song to it. And we had to rap. We had to like rap a little louder than the voiceover though, so they couldn't hear the real like Mike Jones and those guys. We had to rap over it. You remember that?
Yeah, I do. And then
shit was so ghetto, but we made that shit work.
I remember some rhymes from there.
We'd experiment and shit.
And then our aunt, like, they were older, so they had friends that rapped and stuff. So
yeah.
Like their friends CDs. And one was like a girl, a female rapper.
Yeah, female rapper down there in Vegas.
Over,
Game over, flip.
Game over.
Yeah. So crazy. But yeah, what do you remember from those times? Like it was like jerseys, right? It was like
it was the Air, like the Chuck T's. Of course the jerseys, and during that time frame too, like when we were always out in Vegas, it was always during summer league, so there was always a lot of basketball in the city when the time frame that we were out there. So it was just in us,
and we'd always hoop,
and we was hooping every day,
and it had no.
We had a routine, man.
It was all blacktop, so it was hotter than hot. You could slip on it because
it was so hot.
It was man. I remember we would like wake up every day, and then we'd walk down to the school. We would hoop for hours with the kids in the neighborhood. And then we would go back to the crib, get food, maybe change, get ready. And then our TI would come home. And then later on, she would take us to Sunset Park.
Yeah, and we'd hoop there.
We would hoop there. or the rec center, Whitney Ranch, or wherever it may be. But yeah, we was hooping everywhere. Like we got good when we came back here to Utah.
Oh, game was all the way up.
We was destroying people.
But I remember, so
I wish I would have kept
one summer, like we were going out there, right? And I tried out for the high school basketball team, didn't make it, and this one dude was like, he wasn't like downing me or anything like that, but he was kind of like, oh, you're a playground ball player, you know what I mean? And I took that serious. And that summer we went to Vegas, like I fucking remember we got that weight set, and I started lifting weights. I started lifting weights, like we were running every day because we were playing ball. And I came back that fall and I balled everybody up. I was just balling like a motherfucker. If I had the grades that year, I would have made the team that year.
I went and tried out at my school too. I made the team, bro. Yeah, made the team, and then I quit. I was too much into at that time frame because I was like 9th grade. So like how we came up, like I was in the lifestyle wrong path, but that's for another topic.
But man, those are good summers.
It builds your confidence up out there.
Yeah,
like when you
that's because
there's hoopers out there.
There were really hoopers out there.
Because and have experience.
We even played like in a few tournaments. But like there was kids that would come from all over. In Vegas, like like there was hoopers out there,
We
man.
were working.
Heck yeah.
And on the
Work.
weekends, we'd go to like Circus.
Yeah.
Or Wet and Wild.
Wet and Wild.
Season pass.
That shit ain't even there no more.
I know,
but,
bro.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
shit was
like
lit when we was
that
young.
was lit. Like
Shit was so
it's
fun.
definitely only like Vegas locals, I think, that kind of got the real
Only
like
real Vegas ones know.
that got the real like juice from that. You know what I mean? Because like I can't see a tourist going and be like, oh, I'm gonna spend the day at the water park.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like locals were there and
We had
man,
season passes.
Season passes.
We would get dropped off like
yeah, no parental
parental-
supervision.
Yeah.
Yo,
there the whole
like
day.
9 in the morning when it opened, and we stay there till like at least midday or 5 p.m. when it closed. You know what I mean?
that shit was
That was lit. You remember they had a DJ. So they had at the far end of it, they had a DJ, and it was a beach vibe, and you can go and you can party on the beach.
Shit was
And he was
hard.
playing like hella good music and stuff all the time. And that was so fun. Like Wet and Wild, man, they need to bring that shit back.
And even on TV, like how we talked about Rap City, the basement, like 106 in Park, like if you think about that, like what if they had a local 106 in Park?
Oh yeah,
The top 10 songs
Right.
that are on right now, and then they had a feature
yeah.
guest.
Yeah.
somebody.
And,
that's
and they
Solid.
showed off that new music video or something.
Right.
Let's do something.
that'd be sick. Hey, you literally can just do it on YouTube and stuff,
Yeah,
whatever. You know what I
can,
mean?
but
Like
you have to have the people pumping it out.
Yeah.
As much.
yeah,
Yeah,
but that's a
you
good
gotta have
idea.
that. You gotta have that
culture.
network.
Yeah.
The network
Right.
culture, which we could talk about that
Yeah.
down in
Yeah.
Salt Lake right now. The culture right now, the scene, it's very alive.
Flourishing.
If you're tuned in and tapped in, if you're not, I definitely suggest you tap in of what's going on in the city with hip hop, rap, Latin, trap music, like just a lot of different varieties of music that are going on down there. Shout out DJ Juggy too.
Yeah.
The Slap Lake City. Like I'm telling you, if you want a network, pull up to one of these shows. Everybody, different type of artists are at these shows, and like the first one I pulled up to, I didn't perform the very first one I pulled up to, but I made a lot of connections at the first one.
That's
true.
sick.
At the first one, so like I'm saying, just maybe you pop up to one. Like I'm telling you.
And it's
One of
like
these days,
free
like,
entry,
and it's
too.
free entry.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just
Yeah,
have
like,
a good night.
If you're out here in the
buy some
O too,
drinks.
like
Yeah.
there's artists from the O that you guys might not even know about out here
Right.
that are known out there a little bit more, because they're giving them opportunities out there to do these shows, so they're coming down, and it's lit. So
It's all high quality.
yeah,
Yeah.
and good quality. So like, if you guys ain't got nothing going on one of these shows that they got going on, just pop up. It's free entry. You just gotta pay for your drinks or whatever. But the shows are live.
Have a
Like
good time.
there's good artists.
Yeah,
I'm
there's
telling
no
you.
drama or anything. That's what I love about it. 'Cause
yeah,
back then I feel
it's-
like
it's
there
a
was
cool
lot of
vibe.
drama.
Yeah, and it's a cool
Not
vibe.
at all. It's
Yeah.
like people just want to be heard.
Right.
And like showcase, their creativity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. I feel like that's the step in the right direction, to have people like launch from this platform here in Utah
Yeah.
to other heights that a lot of Utah artists just don't make it to.
Yeah.
Because like you said, in the back there was like a lot of like competition / beef back in the day, because
Yeah.
I mean we're in our 30s now. We lived through a couple generations of local artists and stuff, right? And there's always like a camp, don't mess with this camp, and you know what I mean, and it was just kind of like segregated for what I
Yeah.
mean. But now it just seems like everybody's kind of like creating off one another. Like there's a good relationship amongst like most of the local artists and stuff like that are actually in the scene. And I think that especially in areas where hip hop has hit, or like an artist has come out, that's how it was.
Yeah.
Of course you had like you were competing, like a friendly competition, right?
Yeah.
You're competing to get better like tracks and stuff, but you weren't necessarily like hating on somebody or like fighting on somebody, you know what I mean? Fighting with somebody. Like think about New York. When New York, they originated hip hop, right? It was literally like, oh, here's this crew, then there's this crew from Brooklyn, this crew from Queens, this crew from Queensbridge, Bronx, and all of a sudden they got together and they started doing music and concerts together,
And if they did
and it
battle
became a
each
thing.
other, it wasn't even like beef. It was
Right.
just like,
It was like
I'll
skills.
get you on the mic or something.
Yeah, it was skills. And then the same thing happened in like the South. Like once somebody broke it from the South, like Outkast pretty much, like when they broke that stratosphere, they started getting more people up. And they started bringing more people up with them, like Goody Mob and all those guys. And they're like, oh, we know these dudes. And Andre 3000 and Big Boy, they were rivals. They used to battle each other.
True. That's true.
They used to,
came together.
they used to battle rap, and then they were like, you know what, we could probably do better together.
They did,
and they came together, and then they ended up, breaking out of Atlanta, and now everybody was from Atlanta. You know what I mean?
Every documentary or series that has Outkast or something, it always touches me. I don't know why. But their stories, their people that they are. Yeah. What are some of your best favorite hip hop documentaries, shows, or artists that get showcased or looked at on film?
I can't think of documentaries, but yeah, I definitely fuck with Outkast heavy. That's definitely an inspiration with them. Yeah, documentaries. That Art of Rap one, that is a good one. If you're in hip hop and you ain't seen that one, I suggest you tap in with that. That is a good one.
And even like the unknown ones. Like
there's a few other ones. I just don't remember all the names, bro.
No.
But
Like they'll have some on Netflix. Just different artists. And stuff that everybody knows.
I think that the story. So Hobson and like his crew. What was that?
Had a documentary.
They had a doc. That was dope.
The Funk Volume.
Yeah, the Funk Volume.
Yeah, I did
that
see
was
that
cool.
one.
See, that was inspiring.
So like,
yeah,
I could just get a Sprinter van.
Yeah.
And, just take this shit to wherever I could try to take it. Yeah.
And that's the thing too, because they were all separate artists.
Yeah.
And they came together and was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and just form this type of thing. This label or whatever, and like let's just take each other up instead of us trying to climb our way up the ladder. Like, hey, let's just go ahead and go and pull each other up the ladder.
Right.
So that's another case for like people working together. That's what I look about the Pura Vida camp. Is you guys are all really good artists and like coming together, and you guys support each other's mixtapes. You guys support each other's shows and stuff like that.
Definitely.
Like that's how it's gonna be done. If it's gonna be done, that's how it's gonna be done.
Because there's longevity in collaboration. Like beef, like that's probably like temporary attention, but I don't think it's longevity. Like you could say like a 6ix9ine or something.
Yeah.
Really hot, burning hot.
Right.
People want to see him just to see whatever he does or
And then
whatever
you just
happens.
fuse out.
But Drake, he will not respond unless it's actual beef.
Yeah.
He'll just won't partake in it.
Right.
Or J. Cole, unless it's actual. But yeah, I think they figured it out, and it just trickled down to the new generation.
Yeah, I think that's a valid point.
Yeah.
For sure.
You said you seen Nip live, Nipsey?
Yeah, I seen Nip live out here at Urban Lounge.
Oh.
Well, not out here, but down in
Salt Lake,
downtown Salt Lake. But yeah, shit, I'm glad I was able to see that and experience that.
What was that like?
That was a cold
or did you get to like?
Yeah, like
see
that
his personality?
aurora, like I felt that shit. When we pulled up to that shit, it was lit. We were smoking some OG, so the vibes was right. So when we walked in there, as soon as you hear that beat slap and then you see Nip, it's like, damn.
That's cool.
Like, it was a cold moment, because I fucks with Nip heavy.
Yeah.
So man,
that's dope. That'd be cool because that's like that's a legend right there. It's like saying you've seen Pac. You know what I mean? Like,
that's like that's like
Biggie,
my Pac.
You know what I mean?
Shout out, love the Pac. But like Nip is more so Pac to me. This is more stuff that he said and did that was more relatable, and you actually got to see it and him accomplish a lot of the things that he said.
Like you could just tell like he was way ahead of anybody. Like anybody, not just in the hood. Anybody.
Yeah.
Like you could put him in a business room anywhere.
Right.
He would just hold his own or know what he was talking about and make you feel motivated and inspired.
Yeah.
Like. Yeah, not everybody could do that.
Right. Yeah, he was a one of a kind. And I remember when I had seen it, because I get up really early for work.
Yeah.
And when he got killed, it was in the summer. I was up like at 5 a.m. that day, I remember. And like around maybe 7 or 8 our time, I got a notification that there was a shooting outside of his store.
Yeah.
And then the more I was reading it on Twitter, people were like, it's, Nipsey got shot, and then I started seeing people say, R.I.P. Nipsey. And this is before the news broke it.
Yeah.
And I remember I texted our group chat, because we have a group chat, and I was like, hey, like, check this out. I shared a post, and then I told you guys, I was like, I think they're saying Nip's gone. And S was the first one to reply. He's like, nah, the streets need Nip. He goes, he can't be dead. Yeah. And then it came out later that he actually did die. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was cold. Yeah, I dig more into it, fucking like, because you don't believe everything you first, see, so you gotta kind of do your research. But yeah, once you found out that shit was was real. That was cold.
It's crazy how Whack 100 said, like, I mean, he doesn't talk super highly of Nip, but he says, like, the dude that shot him, he was never a snitch, or like he doesn't have no paperwork of being a snitch.
Right.
He kind of defends that dude or whatever, which is
really
kind of shocking. Yeah. But like, honestly, Nipsey was the first one that like I heard about cryptocurrency and that I got in early and made some money off of.
Yeah.
So, like, it was just crazy how much money he had and could have, hopefully his kid and his state and family have that money or is invested still or whatever. But dude, he would have been a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
Politics, business,
right.
everything.
Yep. It's crazy because like I look at his legacy and he was kind of like the Pac Jay-Z hybrid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like Jay-Z's always known as like the guy, the hood billionaire.
He scooped gang from both.
And and then Tupac was the prophet of the streets. Yeah. You know what I mean? And Nip was that. He was like both. He was the Pac / Jay-Z of our time. You know what I mean?
Marketing genius. Like to charge $100 for a mixtape.
Right. Yeah.
And Jay-Z bought like 100 of them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was ill.
Yeah.
That was ill.
And you got like stuff like NFTs now that probably paid the way or something in certain aspects, but I don't know. So crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like the world lost a freaking diamond right there when he died, for sure.
But I'd say you're a music connoisseur. What are some of the best artists and groups from all time that you could think?
All time, damn, bro. Because there's a different, moments and stuff in life.
It's hard to say if it holds up now, but still in that era. Yeah.
Shit. Damn, there's a lot. I still fuck with E40 and the Click heavy.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Like, that old shit, I could still slap that shit today. Yeah. Like, it's new. Like, no, that's just me.
That's crazy, it's their own sound, huh?
Yeah, it's their own sound, and that's what I grew up on.
Yeah.
Because I got, older brothers, cousins, we found.
Yep.
And they, I used to ride with them in the back seat when they had their whips and the stuff they were bumping, that's what I'd first pick up on. And what I was hearing, it was crazy because it was actually what was happening, or we was living it. Like, it was like, damn, they're rapping about like our lifestyle of what's going on, like at that time frame, because this is early in the 90s.
Right.
My older brother and cousins, they're born, in the 80s. And so, we can't come up from that dope era at the, very beginning, so we've seen that side. And, so when you hear it, and you see it, it's like, it was crazy. So you're tapped in more with that. Yeah. Because you can relate to it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
it hits home. It strikes home. Yeah.
Yeah. And then like, let's say rest in peace the dead. And then also like, I don't know, we had family members and not to say anything, but like your brother was heavily in the life. What made you not turn to that lifestyle? Because you could have easily went, that route.
Yeah, it could have easily went left.
I mean, I know you dabbled in it and stuff, and we don't need to get into specifics. But yeah, like you're smart enough to to take care of your business.
Yeah.
So what do you attribute that to?
First thing foremost, my son. When he was born, bro, like it was the coldest moment. It changed everything.
Yeah,
I swear. But from that moment, like, I did, of course, like, changes that happen right away.
Right.
But, like, from there, like, I kind of, like, told myself, I want different from him, for him.
Yeah. And you were young, too, huh?
Right, yeah.
Like, how old? He was like 15, huh?
Yeah, you were like 15, 16
when he was born, bro.
Like, and you had a kid not too long after, but you're older, right?
Yeah. So I was 22 when I had Royce, but when he got pregnant, we got pregnant. We just ended up losing ours.
Right.
So we would have had a kid at the same age, the same time. I would have been about 17, 18.
I remember that.
Yeah, I would have been about 17, 18. But we were both like, talking about it. Like when he found out his girl was pregnant, and I found out my girl was pregnant. He was like, damn, we're about to be dads. But then life changed, and this and that, but I didn't have mine till about 22, but still just a few years later. So yeah.
Do you, I'd like to think we were actually cultured enough to travel and stuff. Like we went to California and stuff. And,
Oh yeah.
you know, we'd go
Yeah.
places for due to our aunt.
Yeah.
And stuff.
We traveled a lot, and then I traveled a lot with you guys, and then
Yeah.
plus I traveled a lot with my grandpa, R.A.H.
Yeah.
When I was younger, him and his wife at the time, they would we would always travel, and they would take me with them when I was younger because my mom was always working a lot.
Yeah.
So they would, drive me with them, and they would like to travel, and we would go. I don't even know, but like we would go everywhere.
I think
down New Mexico, like because we had family there. I can't remember everywhere because I was so young at that time, but I know we did travel a lot. Like when I see pictures, it's like, dang, we went a lot of places. But I remember more so like the places I went with you guys. Those were more memorable because we were a little bit older. Like, and we went a lot of places too.
But think of people like probably just in the streets, and I'm not your brother, but I'm just saying other people who are probably in the streets, and that's all they know. They don't get out to see anything else, or get the opportunity to be like, wow, there's a bigger scope.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true. There's something to say about that, because like a lot of people who get in the lifestyle and they stay in the lifestyle, they're in it, they do it for life. Yeah. They're even OGs, like they're old and they're still doing something. They might not be like, maybe they're like shot callers or something, so they're not as heavy in the dirt, but they're still involved in it because they don't know anything else. Yeah. They've never been outside of it. Like all they know. And then they go to jail for a little bit, prison a little bit. They come back and they're in the same environment. Yeah. You know what I mean? They don't move out of it. So the environment keeps them trapped. You know what I mean? They don't know.
And the hustling is like, it's a moneymaker.
It's a moneymaker,
You there's no longevity because think of a business. A business can scale.
Yeah.
You could, earn more business, open more buildings and stuff. But if you're just hustling,
you can't scale.
Yeah.
No.
You're only limited to as much as you could push or whatever.
Right.
But I do think, just thinking back in hindsight, that is what helped all of us kind of stay out of that life, because we all could have been in it, and just stuck in doing that. But the fact that we did spend the summers where we're not out of school, we were in Vegas in a kind of like environment where
I think that helped a lot, honestly, because of course we were going to school, we had to do what we had to do, go to school, get good grades, whatever. And then in the summer it was wide open. You guys had a single mother, I had a single mother. So, we were kind of, left on our own, so that gave us that opportunity to go out to Vegas with our Aunt Tia. And then she had, the ability to take us places and do things with us. And it was just dope, and that we got to experience that.
It showed us a different side of life.
It showed us a different side of life. Like shout out to that. Like they said, it takes a village to raise a kid.
And I've thanked her a lot for that, because she'll compliment me. Like if I'm doing something good, you know what I mean? Like being a good dad or something like that. I'm like, man, it's because you. Like it's because you created an environment for me to be good. And so like
our dad lived out there when we were out there, but he'd be shooting dice.
He's just getting drunk.
Like in a hot car, or you have to just do walk in the strip, or stay in the casino.
So she that's plays a role into the people we became, the men we became. You know what I mean? And traveling was fun, especially like with family. Remember we went to go see the Grand Canyon? You know what I mean? It was so fun.
I thought it was scary.
That would be a boring, that would be a boring vacation if it was like other than going out there with cousins, because there's nothing to do out there. But it was fun because we were all together, and like we would talk about all this shit on the drive, like rap and like shows, TV shows, freestyles.
What was going on at the time? The shows, that was dope.
So it was fun.
We got to learn each other because. We're all in different parts of the city. We go to different schools. We got a different group of friends from our neighborhoods. But in the summertime, we would all get together, and we would get to learn each other more. And we're with each other every day, and it built that bond. And, like it was dope.
So how'd you get so cold at freestyling? Because you're out of all four of us, I don't know. I can't think of the moment, but you're like a Lil Wayne. You just think of stuff and literally just it comes out. And And I'm not just saying that, just because you're a cousin or whatever.
Hyping me up too much.
But yeah, when did you know you was cold at freestyling? And I know you kind of fell back from it because, you're more writing songs.
Yeah, more to writing and stuff. But yeah, I could still, yeah. But the freestyling and all that, it came early, bro. Cause our older cousin and my brother eloped out.
Yeah.
You guys already know, like he was
fire.
He still is to this day. He cold with it.
Yeah, you could put like Ogden freestyle. He'll probably be in the first thumbnail.
But he would always throw on some beats or have some beats. He would just freestyle and like have that flow. And the first part I noticed was like just the flow, so that I just, right in the beat, like how he did, I kind of like picked that up.
Yeah.
And then just it went from there after, well, it started when he wrote my first shit.
Oh, yeah.
Like he wrote me my first 16. I memorized that shit. And then I kind of changed it up. Put my own little thing in there, and then from there, I just started learning, like, I can do this myself. Like, and then at school, too, like, when they would have us write stuff, I started writing my stuff and always making little rhymes and metaphors and stuff and shit. I learned that shit at an early age.
And he was pushing mixtapes before anybody was
ever
pushing cassettes.
Before we knew
cassettes.
At the time.
And then we had, they were into breakdancing, which I think
we got
a little bit.
What was dope, bro, like coming up in this whole hip hop era for me, and you guys got to experience some of it with me too. But like I got to experience every bit of it, bro.
Right.
Like, I've been around the DJs, my uncle was a dope DJ, loved him, R.A.H. But like I got to see every aspect of it. The b-boying era, like when I was young, I had older cousins that were ill, b-boys, and I would go to these little shows or showdowns with them, and I was like the youngest cat, and I would go in there and bust a few moves here and there. And then get the little ahs and ohs, real cold with it. I thought I was nice. But nah, my older cousins, they were cold with it. Like, if you ever seen Breaking,
right?
Like that, they're like nice like that. Yep. They really did that shit. And then even the graffiti era, I had homies that were real dope with graffiti. I went with them, I'm doing shit I shouldn't supposed to. But I even got up on a few things, but I wasn't that nice with it on the graffiti thing, so I kind of let them do that. And then, I like kind of did everything. And then the rapping aspect, that was just always been in me.
Yeah.
Like, even when I try to stop, bro, I'm always thinking of something, like words flowing in my head, like I just gotta write them down or something.
Yeah, that's like, sick.
Crazy.
Do you use everything you write down, or is it, because I know I don't, a bunch of stuff.
I don't use everything. Nah, I don't.
Talk about like some of the first earliest studio sessions that you remember. What was the studios like? Who was it with? And some of the songs compared to like what it is now, like that you took it more professional.
Yeah. Probably the earliest that I remember, like that was the actual like studio that we had like cracking. I was in high school, bro. Like probably 16. This is around when my son was gonna be born and being born. One of the older homies, he had a little setup at his crib. So after school, sometimes we would, go to his spot. Yeah. He had like a little setup, kind of how you have. But it was he had the cord like it go through the wall or wiring or something. Yeah. And then the booth was like in the bathroom downstairs. You come down the stairs. So I'd be down there. Yeah. The thing spitting, and then he'd be up there doing his thing. And then he got another spot later on with like an actual booth. Like that shit was cold. I remember you actually pulled up. You remember.
That was a sick studio.
Sick. Yeah, when you pulled up to that one. But that homie, shout out H. He's doing other things now, successful. So shout out to him too. But shit, man, that was cold. And the other homie, had one too. He had like a little cold setup at his crib. We would go and record there, and it would be pretty good quality.
Yeah.
So we thought at the time, but I would show you guys stuff. And then even me and my cousin, my son's godfather, shout out Double R. We went halves on a little studio setup. Me and him pitched in money. We went halves. We pulled up to the Guitar Center. We went halves on a mic, on the program, everything. We set it up in his room and under the staircase. Put the little foams in there. Like had the little cold setup. Record like.
There was a couple of songs that came out that was
had
like
a cold. We had
still
a
quotables.
cool
That's what you gotta love about music.
Yeah,
like
the
no matter what
quotables.
it is, good, bad, or indifferent. Like if it's from a part of your history, you could quote things. And stuff like that. It's just. Do you think music is only good because of what it relates to you and your social that time, that social aspect of it?
That's what makes music good, but I think what makes music great is the transcendent. Like you can listen to it and remember it because it strikes that chord for you for all time.
Yeah, the energy,
what I mean?
The feeling.
Yeah.
To me, like I get like an energy, a feeling from music. Like when I hear it, and especially like when they're actually saying something, and it's like and it relates to your life or things that are close to you that. Maybe that didn't happen to you, but somebody real close may have happened to, so you could relate to that.
And then, like, what about the new stuff that's just, hood stuff? Like, do you play that too still? Or, like, the new, like, because, I mean, it's good energy, right? Like, it's bouncy, it can bop to
like drill music and trap music,
whatever,
like the new stuff.
That type of stuff. Like, do you guys play that or not as much because you want to have something with substance, or what do you feel?
As far as what I listen to on a regular, like I listen to probably things a little bit more with substance. But I kind of stick to the same kind of group of artists on when I'm just cruising, riding.
Yeah.
But every now and then, I'll have a day where I just kind of go through and listen to all what's the new stuff is, and make sure I get caught up on what's going on in the music scene, even out here.
I think it's important to be
I like
kind of see what people are talking about and what people
I like that fact that I've been listening to more local. And it resonates because like it's just local. So I know these guys, and then now that we've been on the podcast with a lot of them too, like I check out their whole libraries, you know what I mean? And it's cool. Like I like it. It makes me. It kind of got my taste back from music because like I stopped listening to music for a while too because a mentor of mine kind of talked to me about music, and it's been said like Brian Tracy, who's a motivational speaker, a couple other motivational speakers, they would say that music is chewing gum for the ears, right? You can listen to it and then you just throw it away, get the next one, listen to it, throw it away, get the next one. But it's not giving you anything unless it's like really good, right? But most of the time people listen to it just to kind of like drown your thoughts out.
Okay, yeah.
So you should spend more time with your thoughts, right? So I'd done that for a while. But now that I'm, you come back and you don't want to not listen to music for the rest of your life, you become a weirdo. But, I started listening to music again and I'll listen to some old stuff. And then like my son, because he's of that age, and your son probably too, they listen to drill music, they listen to the trap music and stuff. And it's cool. Like I can feel it because I get it where they're coming from and stuff, but it's not like, it's just not what I'm used to. And I'm like, I can't get 100% behind some of these tracks because I just don't understand, But now that I'm listening to the local stuff, it's kind of like reviving that thirst for music. I'm like, oh yeah, like this is dope.
Again,
that's dope. Like let me listen to this one. Let me listen to that one. And I'm learning Spanish now too. So like when I listen to Glocko and Lalo,
shout out Glocko, shout out Lalo.
Yep. Even shout out Santos Jaguar. Like I listen to his catalog and stuff, bro. And like all these local dudes, it's cool. There's a bunch of different. Right here in our backyard, right here in the Salt Lake area, there's a bunch of different flavors you could find. And they're good. You know what I mean? Like
we got that flavor for here. Like there's a lot of different vibes out here and flavors. So if you like ice cream, dabble into the scene of what's going on. And there's a lot of flavors out here in Salt Lake. A lot of different energies. Yeah. Tap in. I'm telling you, like there's a lot going out here. In the 801 right now in this time frame with the music scene. and just the creative scene in general.
Right.
Not even just music. Like there's other dope podcasts. Out there. There's other dope creators that are doing other things. Videographers, photographers, producers, engineers. Like right now, like everybody keep grinding, working. That's what I'm talking about. Like level up. Let's keep going. Like, let's elevate. Hell yeah. Like, I like what I see. I like what I see. So let's keep it going, man.
So where do you see it can go? And then also talk about how you first started clicking with Pura Vida and how you got put on.
Well, first you got to take it like back, because I always been like with groups and stuff. And we had our thing when, back when we were younger. I had, little things going on with people I was in high school with and college with. I'd done, shows like here and there, so like kind of been in and out of it,
Yeah.
Dabble here a bit, but now like, it's like I'm 10 toes in it, bro. So we really doing it. I'm learning a lot too. Like, there's a lot to learn. It is a business. Yeah, and as we go, I'm definitely learning, picking things up. Shout out to the team, how we do Pura Vida ENT, and everybody else, everybody else is definitely grinding. And I like what I see. The energy is great right now. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's dope. And I've said it before, and I just like how you guys boost each other up. You know what I mean? You guys are highlighting one another. Whenever I see somebody from the Pura Vida ENT camp, it's like they push their stuff, but they're also pushing all their label mate stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's cool to see. It's really like I really like that. I gotta pull up your guys' shows.
Like it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt you to support another individual or salute another man. That's, trying to.
That's true.
Trying to do something and grind and level up his team, his brand, or whatever it may be that he got going on. Like,
and you got a life on the side too. Like we don't need to go into detail, but you're working like 2 jobs, and you still find time and the passion to create music, to record it, to shoot these videos, and make time for shows. So a lot of respect. That's what I give.
Definitely, fam.
And you collaborate with a lot of like videographers and stuff, and your shit's quality. Like and like how you linked up with Maddie, and like you've been going to a studio and putting in the time, the effort, the money to make it quality.
Yeah.
I think it
gotta
should show.
Yeah, I think you always gotta try to make your music better than what it was. Like, just always try to make it better than what it was before. So that's what I try to do. Just always try to make, and sometimes experiment, try different things. Some things might come out, some might not, but shit, fuck. As long as, we just keep doing it and staying with it.
Yep.
Like, I don't see how we could fail. If there's somebody out here, and like, if you tap in with Toast to the One song on the mixtape, listen to what me and Glocko and Renown are talking about, like, that's like, everything we say, we mean it in that project or that song. So yeah. Like,
what song do you like to perform? What's one of your favorite songs to perform the most?
To perform the most? I don't. There's probably ones that I want to start performing more and getting more into those ones. But so far, it's probably been Dripping.
Oh, okay.
Just the vibe and the swag on that one. It's just hella wavy when I perform it.
Nice. And then, for being creative, what are some of the things you like to do to be creative? Because we know you're in the ganja. I don't know. Like, what do you know? You smoke a little bit, right?
Cultivation.
Yeah, right. You got a little bit of
marijuana. Yeah, I got my medical license.
Card, right. But yeah, what inspires you and boosts the creative juices?
Well, yeah, that's part of it too. Definitely. I'll probably smoke before I'll write sometimes. Sometimes I may not. But a lot of the inspiration and what you hear in the songs is from what I've seen in life and experiences, or stuff that may have happened to people that were close to me as growing up. Cause I done seen a whole lot. Like we were saying, we traveled a lot of places. We've been a lot of places. We got a lot of, family in different areas. So, there's things that, happen in different places all throughout, the whole town, I got a lot of fam out here. Shout out the whole fam. But yeah, I experienced, things out here in the O.
Yep.
Some wild things that we got into when it was young. Like coming up, out there in Salt Lake, got a lot of different areas out there, the whole west side. Like that's why it's like I just can't claim a little area. Like it's just I represent the whole west because I got friends, fam all throughout there. I've have so many experiences in different areas throughout the city when things were going down throughout the 90s and early 2000s. Like how we were out there, like shit. Like so, shout out to the whole West Side, Salt Lake City, like love. But yeah, it gets ill, bro. Things ain't really all great to this day, out there in the West and West Valley, but like shit, man, like real experiences.
Right.
We gotta put them into the music, talk about them. And then a lot of it too is just giving you a feeling.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you just want to give that vibe a feeling. And that's a lot of the part where how it ties into with the ganja, you say, my man. But yeah, the marijuana influence, like me and my squad, we came up heavy on that Taylor Gang and Jet Life era.
Oh yeah.
Like throughout the whole scene, like we've seen it from the beginning, when it started, and experienced it. Like went to those shows and seen those artists, where they were at that time and progress to now. So like we're always, within that lifestyle and going to those shows all the time, even in different cities, and like been to some dope shows.
Yeah.
Like man.
That's cool, and that probably plays a part and affects how you perform too. Because like, I mean, I haven't seen you perform in a while. I need to go see you perform soon.
Cool that.
But when you have performed, I do. You have like a presence, like you have a stage presence.
Energy.
Yeah, energy for sure. Like in a stage presence that only turns on when you're like on stage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's cool because like,
recording.
And recording too. Like you have that, and it's because you have that passion for the music. Yeah. You know what I mean? And Roman was putting me on to some guy that he heard quote about passions, right? And we can go into that, but he has that passion. That's what carried you into doing this for so long, into doing it and putting your time, money, and effort into it, Because like we all were rapping, like, us, especially us four cousins, shout out Double R, who ain't here with us right now, but we would rap. We talked about like starting a group. We talked about getting together and doing studio time. We used to talk about like this and that, you know what I mean? And you're the one who pursued it. You had that passion for it and that drive to do it. And I know that going to those shows, like it just built up on your confidence in doing it because you've seen so many good artists do it, and you're like capturing these moments in your mind, and now you're doing them. Like it's second nature. It's just your subconscious. Like, oh, this is how I seen it done. I'm gonna do it this way.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. Like that's why people do. If you are pursuing something, like you got to go and see people do it that are above the level of where you think you're at right now. You know what I mean? Like if you want to be a ball player, go watch the college basketball games and then go watch the Jazz.
I was taking notes.
Yeah,
bro.
exactly.
When we were going to these shows, I was seeing how I was watching everything that was going, and even shout out to the homie Rocky. Like we put on that first show.
Yeah,
like I was watching how dope show. It was fun. The vibe was great, but like I was watching everything. So like later on, we're gonna put some more things on, but like. In those moments, like the ones that I really felt the vibe and the energy from, like I picked up on what they did that was great. And, you try to instill that quality into yourself, or at least, try to replicate it in some way the best you can. But like if you're hooping shit, like you watch the greats, listen to, you know, the things, their experiences. You can learn from it.
True.
Yeah, you could, you know, learn things from, you know, your older homies if you listen. At the time, when shit was going down, we didn't really have a lot of big homies because most of them were locked up. There was a time frame, you know, when it was just like a bunch of youngins running wild, nobody to tell us nothing. So like shit, you know. And then when the OGs did come home, it was kind of too late.
Right,
like, too
we were
much
there,
shit,
we were doing it.
already, like
What is the message you want to portray, or what, if you could, like, through the music or through whatever, people seeing you, people interviews or podcast, whatever, like what do you want to relate to people?
Just definitely follow your passion, do what you want to, what makes you feel happy, you know, rich at heart and the inside. Definitely makes you, you know, feel rich in the inside. And try to inspire if you can, you know, others in different ways. I'm also tapped in, you know, with coaching basketball and stuff here and there.
And you led teams to be undefeated.
Yeah, like we had some cold records and like some dope leagues. We played in some different leagues. My son played in a lot of different leagues. But yeah, we had some successful seasons.
So what do you attest to that?
But
because there's such good thing, like, it's to be a good coach, to be a good leader, to be a good, you know, mentor. Like, what do you attest to that? Because, like, not to say anything, but Rudy's he's coaching.
I need to get some tips because my team's 0-4.
I don't want to say the right. And shout out to Mario. He's a supporter.
Mario Prado, man. Shout out,
bro.
Shout
out to him. I'm gonna have to tap in with him soon. Definitely.
We go back and he supports and listens and watches.
He has a great squad all the time.
That dude's he has a passion. He had a passion for basketball.
I see what he's doing. I see.
I
see. I love it.
Definitely big shout out to him.
Definitely. Hell yeah.
But I need to get some tips.
On forward, bro. Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna have to pull up.
How do you explain it?
You just gotta actually invest into it and want to do it, bro. Like, want to help the kids get better. Some coaches, like in some leagues, like, are just there, bro. Like, not doing shit or teaching them nothing. Like learn, you know, tap in with the kid, you know, learn them like the young man that they're becoming, you know. You know, you want to try to show them, you know, a different way, especially with a lot of the kids that I have coached, like in the communities we from and stuff. Like, you know, I hope, you know, they all go to do, you know, great things. But I've had some cold teams, bro. Shit, I don't know if I've been lucky or what. Like, I came in like Coach Kerr, like picked up and just had
Coach Carter.
I've had, you know, I've always had a good squad for a lot of seasons.
That's cool.
And we just made things work, bro. And
your son, you taught your son to shoot a basketball since he could probably remember.
And he just it was like in his blood, bro.
I remember you'd be like, watch him, he'll shoot it from across the room, and he's like probably 3 or something. Just swish. Damn.
Yeah, definitely. And that's, you know, as a parent, you know, one of my goals, you know, is to help him pursue. That's his passion.
It is.
So, you know.
You could tell he takes it serious and he loves it.
Definitely,
ever since he was little, you can tell he had that drive for it, that passion for it. That's cool. And I picked it up this year and coached because, like, my son wanted to play and they didn't have enough coaches. And I was like, I've never coached before. I'll try to coach, you know. But it's getting, even though the record or whatever and the kids get bummed out, but they are getting better. And especially like this one kid.
What's the age group?
5th grade.
5th grade. Okay. So
Do they dribble at that age or no?
They dribble, they dribble and all the it's like all the college rules. You know what I mean? So double dribbles can't do all that stuff, right? But they're learning and they've gotten progressively better as a unit. And it's cool to see that. Like, I really enjoy talking to little kids, teaching them and like building their self-esteem.
Yeah.
'Cause if there's one thing I can say for sure, is I've built their self-esteem.
It's still confidence in others.
And even when they're coming off, like if they're coming off the court to get subbed or whatever, or even after the game, I make sure all of them get a high five. Because I've read a book that high five psychologically it creates endorphins and it creates memories.
I'm sure.
If there's a high five tied to like accomplishment, it stores in your memory. For some reason, skin to skin contact, like that's one of the things and our bodies record skin to skin contact a lot more than voice and vocal and sight. So when you have that reinforcement in a physical way like that, even just a high five, it goes a long way in people's lives. So I'm glad I read that book to tell me that, but I do that every time they do something good. There's this kid on our team, and we had a draft, so we drafted our team or whatever, right?
Oh, they
and a lot of the kids, like the coaches that coach basketball, they coach football, they coach baseball, so they know these kids, right?
Yeah.
And so they pick they're picking all the best, right? And I was like, I already kind of knew that going in, like, okay, I'm the volunteer coach, I'm not part of this league usually, so I'm gonna just pick whoever, like, I picked up. I know for a fact I picked up some kids I knew weren't gonna get picked first, right? Yeah. And there's this one kid specifically who I've been working on his self-confidence, and in the game, because he cried at practice last week because one of the kids on the team said something to the extent of, "You're not doing anything. Like, go sit down." And he took that as like he doesn't matter, right? Yeah. And I told him, I was like, bro, and I don't want to say his name, but I said, you. Because I didn't call him bro, but I was like, you are a huge part of this team. I was like, because your attitude, like attitude is a huge part of a team. Like you bring a positive outlook, you do this and that. And he stopped crying. And he was like, thank you. And went out and practiced or whatever. Right. Yeah. But in the game, we were up and then we started losing. Okay. Yeah. And Royce is the point guard, so he has the ball most of the time. But this kid wanted the ball, so he went up there and got the bounce in, right? And he would dribble. He's not like a strong dribbler or anything. And Royce would get mad at him, and Royce would be like, pass me the ball. Like, pass me the ball. You're not doing it right. And so when he came out of the substitution, he was starting to cry a little bit. And he didn't want to cry because it was a game. And he's all, coach, like, I just feel like they all get to run and lay up the ball, and I never get the chance to do it. He's like, it just frustrates me because they're yelling at me and telling me to pass the ball. How come they can do it and I can't? And I was like, okay, just chill for a second. I'm gonna make sure you get your moment, right? Mm-hmm. And at the end of the game, last 30 seconds, I told the point guard who was the other kid at the time, because Royce got hurt, but I was like, hey, pass him the ball. I don't care if there's 10 seconds left on the clock. Pass him the ball. Let him take it in. And so he got the ball. He took it in. He tried to put up a shot. He got blocked, but his teammate picked it up. And his teammate took it in for a layup and scored. And I looked at him and I said, "You did it. You got us a basket." Yeah. I was like, "Because if you didn't take that shot, we wouldn't have got the rebound and got the basket." And he was like happy, like he got a smile on his face. You know what I mean? True. So like that's the little moments that I'm like taking, and I'm like, this is all I can do because, I mean, I know how to play ball, but it's a different thing teaching somebody how to play ball.
Trying to teach them how to make things happen too.
Yeah. But it's cool. And this is my first season, my rookie season, right? And I'll probably coach Royce's teams for a little while because one thing I could say is that Royce isn't growing up in an environment like we did. Yeah. Like we grew up with a lot of minorities, right? Hispanic and black.
Yeah.
I'm living, and we just moved, so maybe it'll change, but we're living in an area where it's predominantly white, like straight up white. All his teammates have always been, he's been the only black kid on his team ever since I put him in basketball. Yeah. And there was a couple times when he would play and they wouldn't pass the ball to him and like keep it away from him, necessarily because he would shoot it. He would just want to shoot long range shots, and he could shoot them, but they would get tired of him, like I guess taking the clout, it seemed like, and so they stopped passing it to him. And I was like, what the heck? Like, why isn't the coach telling them to like move the ball around, So now that I have him as I'm his coach, he's my point guard. He gets the ball first, and I'm letting him run the offense. But he's just good. He's got a natural ability to do it.
If he has the skills and stuff, why not?
He just doesn't have the attitude. He's got all the physical. He just does not have the right attitude.
Is he growing up white because he's around all the white shit? It's kind of crazy though, because people could. It's subconsciously say like, oh, that's a success or something because you're in an all white or whatever. We moved up or something. Right. But like, there's actually talented kids in these public places or minorities and stuff like that that you could actually get, you know, real skills, real abilities, and real, you know, experience and stuff too. So like, I don't know, I just don't look at it as like pros and cons. I look at it as both pros and cons.
Yeah, there's pros and cons. And it's good because there's some talented kids in this league too, for sure, but it's just that he doesn't have like a relatability in a sense of where he comes from.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I just wish he had that relatability, because that's like our team. We had a high school team, went undefeated. We all were from the same area, right? We all came from Ogden. We was all inner city kids, you know what I mean?
O-town
and
dogs.
we just had that chemistry, and we could talk to one another a specific way because that's how we grew up talking. You know what I mean? Like really hypercritical of one another.
Yeah,
you know, like come on, bro, like make the fucking free throw.
We would come out from Salt Lake and come hoop with the Ogden squads. Yeah, I know how you guys get down.
It's rough. Marshall White ball was rough.
but I guess like we picked up, you know, that different style in Vegas.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So we was already like we was already know how it was being, you know, rough.
There was some gritty ball down there, like straight up grown men,
bro, down in the black tops.
Yeah, you were older than us. So like you got into like the.
I went into the grown men tournament.
Grown men tournament.
Bro. That was crazy. He was dunking. Yeah, they were dunking like straight up on the fly, going up and dunking. And I was like, whoa, like, yo, you know. And
still rolling.
I tried to hold my own as best I could. If you guys remember, I was like 16 and they were grown men. Like it ranged from, I think the entry point was 15 up to like whatever age. And I was like, on my team, I was the only 16-year-old, and the rest of the guys were like 20 or whatever. Yeah. And then we were playing dudes that were like full-grown men. Like they probably should have been in college Division I basketball, but they were in the streets, you know.
And West Ogden too. Like they were playing football.
Tackle football against grown men.
Bulldogs.
No pads. Like, they do that out there in Salt Lake too. Out there in West Valley every now and then. Like, you learn
early.
Yeah, you learn early.
You got to toughen up, or you got to get the fuck home.
What would? Because I would say your son, he's grown up in he's grown up way better than what we did too.
Yeah, no,
and he's still a good kid and stuff. So like, what do you attest to all that too? What advice would you give to a new parent or, you know, anybody out there?
Dang, as a new parent. Damn, bro.
I look up to your parenting, so that's why I asked.
I feel you, bro. That's, shit. To honestly just being truthful and honest and with yourself and with your child, bro. I always been upfront with them, honest, honest. Like he knows my life. Like he knows what I do and what's going on. And as a young age, bro, I would talk to him. Like I talk to him, like, and just let him know things. And like we always have those drives. Those drives just be ill, bro. Where we just have those talks. That's like when you just give him game. Like we'll talk about things, and he soaks it. Like sometimes, like you'll see like what he takes in, what he doesn't, but. Like later on, it does, because you know he's 14 now. He's in high school, so like I could see like a lot of it that he did pick it up, like you know. So it's definitely.
And you have a son too. What are some of the best things that you could give to a parent?
Just to be like really to nurture where their strengths are and to work on their weaknesses. Don't point out their weaknesses, you know. Because that's just going to make them tied to those weaknesses, and they're going to overthink those weaknesses. You know, I had a unfortunate situation where I wasn't with his mom for a long time too, and I felt like because I moved out of town, I wasn't around a lot, like more as much as I wanted to be around him at a point in time, and he picked up just a lot of like misdirection, like not necessarily bad direction or anything like that, but just like a lot of. Well, this person's telling me this person's yelling at me this way, or this person's telling me how to do something this way. Like he didn't have a lot of structure, right? So now that when I'm fully in his life and stuff, I want to just make sure it's like constant. Well, that's the thing, is consistency. Like you gotta consistently do things that you've done, you know, to him, for him, so they get into a good train of habits. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's part of it. Hell yeah.
And it slowly gets better. He has ADHD too, and like I used to try to sweep that under the rug, but like if a doctor diagnosed your kid with ADHD, like you gotta listen to the doctors. Because I went the route where I tried to do things like, okay, you know, it's just a diagnosis and it's not, you know, it's not 100%. Like, you know, we can change it or whatever, and it literally affects how he thinks. You know, it literally affects how he thinks and his behaviors because of his thing. So he has to follow what the doctor says. You know, I might not agree because I'm not a big proponent of like young kids on medicines and stuff, but I've seen it help him. So he has to be on it. And so I'm just kind of like, okay, it's going to take the combination of what the doctors say and then what I'm going to try to do for him, you know? But even with my little girl, like I'm so different with her because I can be, because she's little. I've been with her the whole time, right? And she is just, I reinforce those things. I just reinforce the good things she does. When she doesn't do something good, I don't like call her out or make her feel bad about it. I just like, hey, Mia, like this is, you know, you can't do this, you got to do that. And she picks it up so quick. She's like so sharp, bro. Her mind is so sharp.
I think that's so ill, bro, that, you know, you have a daughter, you too.
Yeah.
Like you guys are girl dads.
The episode he had with Adam when he broke it down, like, I mean, I don't know if I thought about it that way, but did you hear that episode?
Yeah, I might have. Yeah, I've heard. I've tuned in everyone.
Yeah, the benefits to a daughter. I'm starting to think ahead.
Yeah.
So I think it is cool.
For me though, it's just because I already experienced because he's already a teenager now, you know. So like I experienced what it is to, you know, raise a boy. So I would like to see like who I would evolve and become if I were to have a daughter. You know?
Not too late.
But not saying that I want one at the moment in the time. But because having a child, it does change you. Like if you are, you know, like you're saying, a nurturing parent and somebody that really cares about your child and wants them to be the best version of them, you know, no matter what that may be, like you just
always want the best for them.
Like it's a cold experience, like from, you know, where it started to where it is now.
Was there a certain moment, or was it when they were born?
Oh, I think it was when they were born. Like as soon as I seen, do you know when they develop the consciousness? I mean, because they're always gonna, you know, recite what they know, learn, but there's probably a point where they're actually conscious. Right.
Even when he was a baby.
Yeah.
Giving a few bars of gems here and there.
Alert since she was born. She's still alert. So it fascinates me.
It fascinates. It's fascinating when you see just how much they know or understand you, and you're like, damn, this is like, wow, like this is a new creature, but it's like
the best computer
there is. It just picks up everything it sees and learns, you know.
That's true. Like part of it too, like I think what helped me be like a good parent at that time is I had like a class in high school. It was like child development. So at that time when I was learning about all these things,
and you get to apply them.
I was applying them at the time.
Right.
That's
like
crazy.
I think like now if I were to have another kid, like I think it would be a whole different thing because I don't remember everything.
I was say, what was
like
the class?
I don't remember everything. But
you got experience under your belt.
But bro, like so like I was applying the shit at the time into my actual life, like what I was learning. And
that is pretty cool.
To, you know, raising and developing, you know, a little human, you know, you got to think, you know, they're a person. You want to, you know, help, you know, your child become their person, who they are.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to get to too is like, because like you have, you know, because we want the best for, you know, the kids and stuff and everything, but like I'm sure we want the best for our homies and our family members too and stuff. So it's like, how do we apply that same, you know, camaraderie and stuff with, you know, friends, family, you know, people you just see at work or something.
Yeah,
you know?
just being solid with people, bro.
And reaching out to them, like touching base with them. You know?
Some people got it. Like everybody ain't cut from the same cloth, honestly. But the ones, you know, who are raised, you know, right, or, learned and read and really, tap in and listen to things and learn things and hear what people are saying and telling them and are tuned in, you'll find out some things, when you tap into the universe and what's going on, for real, bro.
For sure.
But yeah, honestly.
Yeah, I don't think it's an easy question, but you definitely want to make sure that you're reaching out the ones you love, right? And spending time, even if it's just a few minutes at a time, to reinforce like what's good about them, Like I'm really thankful like for my close friends and family, because I try to keep in touch with close friends and family, just people that I know genuinely love me.
Yeah, the best that you could, you try to, keep in touch and with everybody that that has that love for you. And there's a lot of people, in this world, and we know a lot of people. We know a lot of people, like had many encounters with people. We've lived in a lot of different places. Yeah. Been to a lot of places, had, experiences with, different people in different areas around the world. Well, not around the world, but, you know what I mean, in our section of, the West over here, the Western states. But, but for real.
No, for real. Y'all two are like, y'all are great. Y'all check up on, me for sure. And, you hit me up or you'd be like, did you make it home safe from Salt Lake? I'm like, man, that's love. So I appreciate y'all. What do you got coming out with the music? You got the new video coming out, the Utah Freestyle?
Yeah, we got a video coming out like a week from now. So make sure y'all tap in with that. Utah Freestyle. I did with the homies from the camp, Pura, Vida, and we got together one day and said, "Shit, let's shoot this little video here." Did the thing in a few hours, made it happen. But it was a cool experience. Did the whole little thing that the homie, shout out the homie that did the video. We had that shit like popping out there, man. Like, yeah, you'll see it. I don't want to give you too much because you'll see it. But yeah.
I bet it's gonna be dope.
Yeah, you're definitely repping on that. That's good. Do you guys feel like there's still moments like like elementary was a moment, middle school was a moment, high school was a moment, early 20s or whatever, college years or whatever, first jobs, this and that. Do you guys still feel like we have moments? Like this is a moment, or do you think the moments last longer just because we've experienced more?
That's a good question.
I still have.
There's
moment.
Yeah, there's still moments, especially if you're doing something, right? You don't want to get stuck in one place because then you don't experience moments, and then you're living in the past.
Right.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Is not a treadmill.
Yeah, and you don't want to do that. You don't want to live in the past. Like I shared a post actually a couple of days ago, or was it yesterday? This guy who's a motivational speaker was talking about memory, and the purpose of memory isn't to remember the past; it's to gain lessons for the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's how it should be. You know what I mean? But every day is like a moment. And like when we started this podcast, that was a moment. Now we're doing these podcasts. Every podcast we do is a moment. Every song he records is a moment. Shows he does is a moment, right? So we're creating moments. People should be creating those moments because there's an end to the ride for all of us, and we don't know when that end's gonna be. Like when you were talking about like how checking in on people that you love and stuff like that, like that resonates with me a lot. And the reason I want to be in touch with the people who love me and I love is because like Keanu Reeves was asked this question on, I think it was Stephen Colbert, one of those talk shows. And he's like, what do you think happens to us when we die? And it was like a joke, right? What does Kanye, or what does Keanu think about the afterlife? And Keanu goes, I don't know, but I'll tell you this, the ones who love us will miss us the most. And I was like, damn, like that really struck the heart chords, because the ones that I love, that's for sure. It's a surety. Like there's nothing I can do to stop that. Like I'm either going to pass away before the people I love, or the people I love are going to pass away before me, and I'm going to miss them greatly. So every moment I can take with them is what I'm going to remember when they're gone, or what they're going to remember about me when I'm gone. You know what I mean? So you got to create those moments. You can't just be stuck in place. You got to go out and you got to do things so moments keep happening. Do
you think there's ever moments that are like redeeming? Even though those moments weren't there before, they could be there in the future or something?
Yeah, for sure. I think so. I mean, you know, you think about people who have had falling outs with people, and then there's a moment that brought them together, whether it's a tragedy or a success, and they're able to reconcile, and you know, and then they can create new moments together, even through all the bad shit. You know, that happens a lot. You know.
Cheers to making more moments. That's
definitely
for sure.
Cheers to making more moments. Hell yeah.
So, last thing. I don't want to get grim. I don't want to get any. We don't have to talk about it. We could cut the podcast, whatever. But do you think because we have friends that grew up without fathers, right?
Yeah.
And I would definitely say you grew up without your father.
Yeah.
Do you think there's ever be a moment in the future, or you don't ever think about it?
You mean?
With you and your dad. He's never, because he never,
I don't know.
He always plans on coming, you know,
Mm-hmm.
he's a lot of talk. He's our uncle. I love him for what he is. I know what he is, because I know I could be that way if I wanted to. And I don't ever want to be, you know, the worst versions of, you know, our family members.
Right.
But, yeah, I don't know. Just thought, you know, you never know what the future holds.
Yeah, you never know what the future holds, but not at the present moment, nah.
And that's fair. That's honest. That's honest.
Yeah, and I think it's fair for him to feel that way.
Yeah, of course. You can never tell anybody how to feel or what to, how to be. But
yeah.
I don't want to bring the mood down.
You're good.
Honestly, I wonder. We're family, right?
Yeah.
Like the uncle you said that passed away. Our uncle, all of us, right? You know, he had his moment or whatever.
Right.
You know, when he. You know, we're gonna get his daughter on here. You know, our cousin Josette, and she has to live with
shout out
that she can't talk to him.
Right.
He's not here.
Yeah.
You know, he's gone. Like we all have things in us that could lead us, you know, down different paths.
Right.
To make us less versions of ourselves, not better versions.
Right.
And we kind of know what those woes are because we're family. You know. We probably battle demons that we don't really talk about, but we know they're there. Yeah. Or something, right? But yeah, like, I don't know. I just wonder, because your brother, he lived a life, you know, but he's holding down a great job, you know. He got his, you know, his car's like all legit, and it's like a great, you know, like great house, great life for himself.
That's true.
It's like, there's redeemable qualities.
Right. And it is a redeemable quality that he came through that and still was able to go out and do it and pursue it and get a life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he did he did out of necessity for the lifestyle he wanted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's cool to see that he's doing it. He could still do it. He's still got some nice cars. He still got a nice house without having to do other stuff.
Right.
Like he's now, you know, he can do it legit. It's a true hustler right there. Because if you could only get, you know, the cars and the shit like that by hustling, you know, drugs or whatever.
Yeah.
And you can't do it the legit way, you're not a true hustler.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because a hustler can do anything. Like a hustler can make it in any environment.
If you're a hustler, like, there's many ways of making, you know, income.
Yep.
You gotta just, you know, be not so into making your money one way.
Right.
Like you gotta always try to find other sources, bro.
Yeah. And yeah, like I don't know if our dad's ever gonna change. You know,
probably not.
You know.
Yeah.
But we love him for what he is, and however long we have him.
Right.
Shit, we don't know.
Yeah.
You know, you never know.
Clock's ticking. Yep.
But
you never know.
No, just you know, family's family. I don't know. Just wanted to say, like, you know, love you guys.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Basically, like all brothers, because we're all first cousins. Like that's the thing. We're all
La Familia.
Yeah, blood cousins. Like
blood, man.
Same family tree, you know.
Cut from the same cloth.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember like from the style. You trying to wrap up already?
No. I was gonna go into fast foods.
From Vegas.
So from Vegas, you know, there'd be the clothes, there'd be the food that just came out early.
I was about to get to talk about
it. We cop this stuff and we come out back here fresh to death.
Yeah.
And then, but now, you know, fast food's making its way. Social media happens, so people can order stuff online.
Yeah.
You know, the newest thing.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. Talk about like those eras.
That's a good point, and I wanted to talk about that because we didn't have a lot of stuff out here that we have. We In-N-Out only a Cali or Vegas thing. It was only when we were living in Vegas or we were going to travel to Cali, we'd have In-N-Out. And it was like a treat.
Yeah.
It was like, you know what I mean? It was like, we're going to In-N-Out. Yeah,
like,
Fat Burger.
They need to get that out
They need to get that out here for sure.
But
that's a West Coast classic.
Fucking Jack in the Box.
Yeah. Church's Chicken. Church's Chicken.
Every time
Yeah.
I'm out in Vegas, I slide by there at least once.
It's hot, crispy. Dang.
Yeah, man.
Best. Because where we lived in Vegas, Jack in the Box was literally like 8 blocks
Walking distance
down. And we would just like in the middle of the day, like when we were old enough. Yeah, because we used to have to wait. Remember, we used to have to wait for T.I. to get off of work and then like go to Jack in the Box or go to In-N-Out so she could take us, right? But when we became of age, like a teenager, we were like, man, let's take a walk down to Jack in the Box. Like, I got $2, I got 5 on it, I got 3 on it, you know? Yeah. We would go down there.
Get our little money that we earned from doing chores or little jobs around the little city, that are not city, but the little neighborhood right there. But like, we collected a little money and then go
walk down to Jack in the Box.
Jack in the Box.
I put Kim onto the tacos, and every time we go out, we have to.
The tacos are so
get
good.
Jack in the Box.
Yeah,
there was a point where we even we would just take the bus around Vegas. too.
We took the bus a couple
and
times.
go down to like a strip.
Yeah.
Yep. Remember those times?
We took the bus to Vegas.
To the mall. We took the bus to Vegas.
We took the Greyhound.
The Greyhound.
Stories on the
That
Greyhound.
was wild. We was youngins on the bus.
And we were kids, bro.
Kids.
We weren't
No, we was kids taking the bus. Us 3
by ourselves
on the bus to Vegas. On a Greyhound bus to Vegas.
Talk about it, bro.
Yeah.
We'd be traveling on a fucking Greyhound bus. 3 kids.
I smoked weed with this dude that looked like Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
I went by myself coming back from Vegas.
And it was Jamie Foxx.
It was Jamie Foxx, cuz. It was.
I don't want to sound.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, crazy memories. Me and Rosendo, like there was like a dude, he looked homeless, put his bare feet on somebody else's chair.
What?
The guy turned around, like, hey, put your feet down. He said, shut your mouth. Crazy
Bro,
times.
the craziest thing on the Greyhound, getting into Greyhound stories real quick.
Yeah.
So I took it by myself because I went down there to see Dad, and I was coming back, and I got the ticket. I got on the bus or whatever, and we were in what was that point? Like that midway point between Utah and Vegas. That's like in southern Utah, Parowan.
Yeah.
We stopped at Parowan, and this dude that was sitting a few seats in front of me, he got up and he looked like he had been like just doing drugs all night.
Probably
right?
was.
And he was probably trying to sleep it off, right?
Yeah.
Well, he started walking down the aisle to go to the bathroom in the back of the Greyhound bus, and he like fell down on his face, and he like picked himself up, and he was all like all crazy, sweating. And this, I remember the lady. Yeah, I remember the lady that was in like on the seat next to me. She looked me dead in the eyes, and she didn't speak any English, and she was saying this, and I didn't really speak Spanish that well then, but she was like, I'm pretty sure she was saying like, is he okay? Like, what's wrong with him? What is wrong with him? You know? And she was like so scared, and she was probably taking the bus, you know, to go somewhere she'd never been before. You know what I mean? And so like, I was just like, what the fuck? This guy's gonna die on the bus. You know, but he ended up going to the bathroom, and he came out and like went and slept or whatever. And then when we got to Salt Lake, he got up and got off the bus. But I was like, never forget. I was like, fuck, this motherfucker almost OD'd on the bus right in front of me.
Yeah, me and Kim, before like we had, I don't know, you know, we're trying to save money, good trips, whatever.
Right.
You know, we were young. We went on the Greyhound. I think we were coming back, and there was just people, a random chick, a random dude, just wouldn't come out the bathroom, and we knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
But we were about to leave them. Like you're making everybody late for you know, the time they're supposed to arrive.
Yeah.
They come out like, oh no, we wasn't together. That didn't happen. Clearly,
Sure. It went down. Yeah. Remember like how we would go to Wet n Wild, and so we had this little group of girls that they would just follow us around.
Yeah.
'Cause I think they had season passes too.
Yeah, and they seen us there a lot.
We were always there.
We were
like,
always there.
We're regular members. Like we've seen everybody that was through there, but there's always that little group that would kind of follow us around. And I remember one time we even seen them at the mall.
We seen them at the mall in Vegas, and we were like, what? Those are the girls from Wet n Wild.
Because we was always fresh to death, bro. Like
that was true. Like
because that's why we made that song.
Yeah.
We was young and me and Sandeezy jocking.
We
Remember
had
that?
to. Like we always
Like, she was fresh.
we
bro,
always
like,
had to like not one up one another, but if one of us was looking less fresh than the rest of the group, we had to make them look fresh. You know what I mean? So we had
you
to
didn't have
put
a
something
jersey,
together. Yeah,
jersey list. Just kidding.
Or,
So-
or if you didn't have that much money, you'd go to the outlets.
Yep.
We would,
Yeah.
make sure. Yeah.
Hey, and when we're in Vegas, though, like since we, had the ability to, say, hey, let's make this bet, Uncle, and
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we did.
We do
They
that.
would play bets for us.
bring us back the money.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
so shit, we weren't old enough to do it ourselves,
Yeah.
but
We'd come
hey,
up
we would
sometimes.
collect
We'd come up.
sometimes. Sometimes we would come up and go spend it on some
Shout out
some
Rosendo,
gear.
Yeah.
We eat like steak and eggs or
Yeah.
breakfast. And
Right.
He'd play Keno. Dude,
Yeah, like he
400
knew
really?
he knew the game. Bro.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we would come up a lot.
Yeah.
I came up. Remember, it was when LeBron was in the Miami Heat.
Oh
I was like, in that game, like I made a bet. It was big to me. I don't remember how much it was,
Yeah.
but like I put some money on that and I won.
Yeah.
I got that money. We went straight to the mall. Champs. They had the Champs store.
Yeah.
I went and bought, some gear and a jersey. Yeah, like that's what we was doing.
Hell yeah.
We would come back.
Shout out Braun.
Hell yeah! Shout out Bosch. He's the one that made the shot at that time for that game that I betted on. Like Bosch made that shot. I was like, wow. But I collected. We hit the mall. Got fresh. We hit Circus. We was like,
Circus too.
Yeah,
We had season passes there too. The Adventure Dome.
the Adventure Dome.
Man, a ton of people there too.
Ton of people
So
there.
many people because like they would stay there at the casino hotel.
Yeah.
And they would send their kids down to Adventure Time or what was it, Adventure Dome.
Yeah.
And so we would go down there and meet all these people from all across the United
Yeah.
States and make homies and stuff. With people.
Like some people were there for like a week or so.
Yeah.
So we were like members there too.
We were there, like, every weekend.
We were there all the time.
Yeah, all the time.
Like,
We were just
we were
locals.
regulars. Just always there.